Are you excited for this?
I'm so excited.
Yay! Okay, this one's for you.
Is depression real? Yeah, depression is super, super real. It is acknowledged by healthcare professionals, by universities, by the internet. Is depression real? Reddit. I guess you'd have to ask Reddit. I think so. There's probably some good support networks on Reddit for depression. I love using Reddit for support groups. So
I would like to say one thing though. Reddit can be really helpful for like connection piece and kind of figuring out like, does this happen to other people out there? But at the same time, I wouldn't rely on it for professional support. You get what I mean?
That's a really good point, yeah. Is depression really a chemical imbalance? Yeah, it is a chemical imbalance. As far as I know and have learned, second year psych degree, I'm very pretty much a psychologist. Yeah, it is a chemical imbalance. Okay, is depression real or a mindset? This is a really good question. A lot of people actually believe that it is a mindset and it's something that you can just will yourself out of or shake off, just be happy, and that's not true. It's really a chemical imbalance. It absolutely is. It's I like to think of it as if you broke your arm, you'd go to a hospital. So that's a real tangible thing, and it's the same in your brain. There's something going on that's not quite right. Yeah, you gotta go see a doctor, and you gotta get that extra help. So our next one, is depression real in religion? I'm not sure I'm the most qualified to talk about that. Actually, yeah, can you? Go for it.
So when people look up like, is depression real in religion or like certain parts of cultures and stuff like that, it happens. I think what people are trying to figure out, does this happen where I live? Does this happen around people who I'm surrounded by? And it can happen to anyone. If you're not well, just reach out to people who support you.
Awesome. Is depression really a disease?
Ooh.
I mean, it's a mental illness, so it's a mental disorder, I think, is kind of the terminology that is used instead of disease. It's causing dysfunction in your life, and that is a disorder when you can't do things you normally do, and it impairs your ability to live, laugh, love normally.
I also wanted to add that disease has a negative connotation to it. Lots of people, they might have depression and they live a healthy, normal life like anybody else. Yeah. And that is definitely achievable.
Yeah, I struggled with relatively major depression. I was not, taking part in hygiene. I wasn't going to school. I was missing doctor's appointments. And, now I go to school every day. I love to see my family, take up hobbies. So it's definitely not this big be-all, end-all, oh no, my life is over. Absolutely not. There's things you can do. There are people out there to help you, and you absolutely can get better. One more, yay! Is depression real or an excuse? This one really is similar to real or a mindset. I think it's really, really hard when you haven't experienced something yourself to say, oh yeah, that's just an excuse. And something I think is great to talk about here is charitable interpretations, which is, when you see somebody who you might think is lazy, maybe they're dozing off in class, instead of saying that person's lazy or that person, their depression is an excuse, instead I try to have a charitable interpretation of that person and think, oh, maybe they're really struggling with depression. Like, they tell me they're struggling with depression, so I'm going to choose to believe them. And instead of saying, oh, they're lazy, maybe I'm going to ask them if they really like coffee. And maybe I'm going to get them a coffee next class because, I think offering a helping hand is going to see much better results than saying that's an excuse. I mean, we don't tell people who are sick in the hospital, oh, that's an excuse. And I definitely don't think it's fair to say that to somebody struggling with a very real mental disorder.